Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews and welcome to 2018. Now, I'm not a very social human being, but whenever I'm social, even a little bit, people often ask me how I juggle around a few different things. And the answer, more often than not, that I get from them, the possible answer is workaholism. And they're always wrong about that. The answer lies in keeping a very well planned schedule. Most of my weeks are planned down and I plan up to 2 weeks in advance. And I have my schedule right down to my lunch and dinner penned down in my schedule. And that's the first part of the trick. The second part of the trick is to keep it flexible. Now, iOS and Android both ship with native calendar apps. Google's rendition of it is very visual with artwork for different times of the year, making it a much more pleasant experience. Apple's rendition is much more consumption friendly, but neither of these do the trick for me. Enter Fantastical. This app has been around iOS and macOS for a while now, but in its latest form, it's truly, for lack of a better word, fantastic. So let's get around the app and check how you can work with it to get the most out of your 2018. Let's get started. When you start with Fantastical, you can integrate it with your iCloud and Google Calendar accounts. If I'm not mistaken, it should also work with your Outlook and other similar accounts. You can assign each different sub-calendar inside your main calendar different colors, and this becomes very useful as you'll see in a couple of minutes. Once we've set up our calendars, Fantastical divides the main interface into two sections, the top and the bottom. The top section gives you an overview of your week and the lower section is the detailed list of items. As you scroll through either, the other one syncs up. You can swipe down from the top section once to expand it to a month view if you prefer it, or swipe down once again to go back to the week view. I prefer the month view because I usually end up scheduling 2 weeks in advance. The dots under the calendar dates denote how many events you have on that date and to which calendar or sub-calendar they belong to. You'll also see a small column titled CW, which stands for calendar week. This is useful to check how many weeks are there in a particular month. Now that we are up to speed on how your entries look and where to find them, let's create one. I have a photo shoot coming up on the 20th of this month, so let's go ahead and plan that out in the app. Tap on the plus sign on the top right corner to open the Compose sheet. As you'll notice, you only have 3 elements here, but don't be fooled by its simplicity. It's a lot more powerful than it seems. Let me show you. Now if I type food photo shoot for Candice at Royal Orchid Central on the 20th from 11 AM to 5 PM, you'll notice that the app has intelligently extrapolated information from that haphazard sentence and made sense of it. It has correctly set the date and time range for me, the location, and the event title. This makes it really simple and fast to enter events into my calendar. And this works especially great when you're copying items from an email or a text message into Fantastical. If you prefer to do things manually, you can always do that. Remember when we set up sub-calendar custom color codes earlier during the video? Well, how do we make use of them? Well, it couldn't be simpler. Let's go back to our example. Now my default sub-calendar is work, but I want this one to appear under my Objective Reviews calendar. I simply append a / followed by the first letter of that calendar. In my case, it'll be a /O. To create a to-do, simply toggle the switch and it'll create a to-do instead of an event. You can also prepend your sentence with to-do or reminder and it'll do the same thing. So now let's take a look at your timeline. You'll notice that there are some events in my calendar which repeat. Now this isn't something new for calendars to have, but creating such events is rather simple in Fantastical. Simply add the word every somewhere in your sentence before you mention the time and date, and it'll instantly start a repeating item for your calendar. As you can see, planning is pretty critical and also makes you a lot more efficient once you get into the habit of it. It's going to be very hard if you're doing this for the first time for the first few days, but give it 21 days and you'll be knocking things out of the park. And once you have formed your new habit, you'll realize that you start finding more and more free time to spend with your family and friends. So if you've liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, let me know down in the comments why you disliked it. And if you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get a notification when I upload new videos. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!